Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really cool concept for how our cities can grow. We're going to break down how rethinking our city's energy system isn't just about being green, it's actually a powerful economic strategy that could seriously supercharge our most important urban areas.
All right, so let's kick things off with a basic truth we can all agree on. Our cities, they're our greatest economic engines. Think about it. Those dense, bustling downtowns and innovation districts, they're responsible for a massive chunk of our productivity, our jobs, and our GDP. It's where all the talent, the money, and the big ideas smash into each other.
That brings us to the big question. Because the very success of our cities creates some intense pressure. You've got rising housing costs, power grids that are totally strained, and data infrastructure that's just maxed out. All of these things are starting to put the brakes on future growth. So how in the world do we keep these engines from sputtering out? The answer starts with getting our heads around something we'll call the city's growth paradox. And it's a challenge that pretty much every successful modern city is facing right now. Urban density is a classic double-edged sword. On one side, it's the secret sauce for economic magic. That proximity creates what economists like to call agglomeration effects. Knowledge spilling over, easy collaboration. It's what fuels innovation. But on the other side, that exact same density puts a huge strain on all our essential systems. It leads to grid congestion, crazy high housing costs, and infrastructure bottlenecks that just slow everything down. And this is what that paradox looks like in the real world. You take a thriving innovation hub like Toronto. It has all the right stuff, talent, top-tier research, and capital. But its economic growth is being held back. And why? Because its essential infrastructure, we're talking the energy grid and affordable housing, is hitting an absolute wall. So if that's the problem, what's the fix? Well, it's not just about throwing more gadgets and sensors at it. We need a totally new blueprint, and it's called the Digital-Livable Corridor. Okay, here's the crucial shift in thinking we need to make. We have to stop treating technology like it's just some add-on. The real breakthrough happens when we start deeply weaving digital systems into the physical design of our cities, the streets, the buildings, the public spaces. And this is a fantastic illustration of that concept in action. This Digital Livable Innovation Corridor isn't just a random collection of buildings. No, it's a whole cohesive system that's built on a foundation of good transit and a lively public realm. And inside this corridor, housing, innovation centers, and mixed-use spaces are all interconnected and optimized to work together. The payoff for this design-first approach is huge. These compact mixed-use corridors, they naturally get people interacting more and relying less on their cars. But here's the kicker. They also create more diverse energy demand patterns all day long, which opens up a whole new, much smarter way to manage energy. But for these high-density corridors to actually work without completely breaking the grid, they need a new kind of engine room. And that brings us to the idea at the very heart of this entire system, the Community Energy Hub. So meet the Community Energy Hub, or CEH for short. Basically, it's an intelligent, shared energy system that works on a neighborhood scale. It brings together electricity, heating, cooling, and storage, and it's all digitally coordinated across a whole bunch of buildings. So here's a look at the key physical parts. You've got your local renewables like solar panels, then you've got battery storage for electricity and thermal storage for handling heating and cooling. These are all linked up by district energy systems to serve the whole community super efficiently. You should really think of it as a shared portfolio of assets. But the real magic here isn't just the hardware. Nope. It's the digital brain that coordinates everything. And this sense, share, think, act framework is the key. So the system is constantly sensing what's happening in real time. It's sharing that data securely. It's thinking about the best way to optimize energy use based on things like cost and demand. And then it acts, controlling the flow of energy. In this diagram, it gives you a great visual of that digital brain in action. You've got this central digital exchange platform sitting right in the middle, and it's basically acting like an air traffic controller for energy. It dynamically manages the flows between all the different pieces, renewables, batteries, the main grid, to make sure the entire system is running at absolute peak efficiency. All right, so now let's see how all this stuff builds up into a powerful new economic engine, and how it turns a big infrastructure problem into a major competitive advantage for a city. To really get the economic impact, try thinking of this digital coordination layer as a brand new type of fundamental infrastructure. I mean, just like railroads totally transformed how we move goods and electrification powered a whole new industrial age, this digital infrastructure is what's going to enable a new era of urban productivity. So at its core, a community energy hub creates economic value in three really clear ways. First, it compresses costs by slashing that expensive peak demand. Second, it improves capital efficiency because you can avoid massive, expensive grid upgrades. And third, it reduces risk by making the whole energy system way more predictable for investors and the public. And this, right here, this is the key takeaway. This is all about being smarter, not just bigger. A community energy hub lets a city squeeze way more economic value out of the infrastructure it already has. It makes growth possible through intelligent coordination instead of just relying on endless, expensive construction. Ultimately, this completely reframes what it means to be a smart city. It's not about having streets just full of gadgets. A truly smart city is a coordinated city, a place where the physical design and the digital systems all work together in harmony to create a more prosperous and, frankly, a more livable place for everyone. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on for our own communities. Is your city just kind of adding technology on top of old systems, or is it fundamentally rethinking its design to actually become a competitive, coordinated system? Because that shift in thinking, that's what's going to define the truly successful cities of the future.